is a very simple recipe, and it is a wildly delicious lasagna. Let's get into it. First thing we want to do is get the sauce going. So we're just going to dice these shallots, pop the lids on those San Marzanos, and get that stuff cooking. So you don't need to dice them too finely, because we're going to be blending these with an immersion blender. So you just want to sweat them a little bit in the pot. Not even cooking the sauce that much. That's about it. There is nothing like home jarred San Marzano tomatoes. They make all the difference. I strongly advise giving this a try. I'll be doing a video in about a month on how to jar your own San Marzanos, but every time I open this, it's like opening up a jar of summer. They're just fantastic. Okay, so just a couple of glugs of olive oil. That's all you need. We're just going to get a little bit of color on that. Even that heat's just a little too high. I'm going to bring that down to like sort of a medium-low. You just want to sweat the shallots a bit. I don't really want any caramelization or color on that. Just sweat out the flavor. Okay, as you can see, they're just starting to go translucent. That's exactly where we want them to be. No real color on those. We have the tomatoes now. So we're going to just let these simmer for, honestly, just 5 to 10 minutes. The sauce in this lasagna does not need a lot of cooking. So while the sauce is simmering, I'm going to show you my workstation that I set up for the lasagna sheets. Salted boiling water, we're going to do them 4 at a time. Then they go into an ice bath, let them cool off there, and then I just put them into this bin to let them fully drain. And I just have this set up in some hotel pans with these two little guys under there to hold them up, so it doesn't end up just sitting in water. It works pretty well. You just want to try and get as much of the water off as possible. So this is pretty much it. That is all we need. We're not really looking to reduce this, and we're not really looking to develop any deep, heavy flavors. I like to keeping it super fresh. So again, 5 to 10 minutes tops, and you're done. Okay, so once it's cooled a little bit, we just need to quickly blend the tomatoes and the shallots. No need to put that back over heat. We're just going to set it aside and start to assemble our lasagna. And next what I want to do is make sure we've got the right lasagna sheets for our pan. So we're just going to peel these apart as best we can. So here's what you want to look for. After they're boiled, what you want is they're going to expand a bit when they're boiled. Is you want to see them a little too big for the pan. You want some of the edges to come up, right? Where you want them coming up a little bit like that, because then you end up getting these really nice little crispy bits on the edge. That's it. So I think we're going to go with this type of a layout. 4 sheets per layer. We're going to get some overflow once they've expanded a bit. Should be good. Okay, making the bechamel. Just got to melt our 4 tablespoons of butter. Okay, just as it's all melted, When it's foaming, you add in 4 tablespoons of flour. And now we're going to slowly add in our 3 cups of milk. About midway through the process, I take half a ball of nutmeg just using a microplane, and I grate it right into the bechamel, and then just continue whisking. Okay, that's the thickness. I take it off the heat. It will continue to thicken after this, but that's pretty much where you want it. Okay, we're ready to go now. We got the bechamel, we've got our salted water ready to go, we've got our ice bath ready to go, we've got our draining pan ready to go, we've got some fresh basil, we have our grated Parmesan Reggiano, our ripped up fresh mozzarella. The sauce is done. I just got to bang out some of the Sicilian oregano into this little dish, and we are ready to start layering. Okay, the trick with the Sicilian oregano is just take the bag and bang it around. You can do it like that, or you can just use your hand and just crush that stuff off. And all the stuff that falls to the bottom, that's the stuff you're going to want to put into the little ramekin. Okay, we're going to put our first 4 sheets in here, and they're only going to go in for about 2 minutes. Heavily salted water. We just want the pasta sheets to cook a little, absorb a lot of that salt, a lot of flavor comes from that, and then right into the ice bath. Okay, that's been about 2 minutes. So really gently take them out. Don't want them to rip. And right into the ice bath. Okay, after they've cooled a little bit, shake off any excess water. I'm just going to put them right into the draining rack there. We've let our sauce cool off a bit. We're just going to start the whole process by putting a big layer down on the bottom. Okay, just want to spread this all around. We're going to put down our first layer of pasta. Now again, you want these coming up the sides like that. Don't worry about this lasagna fitting your pan perfectly. You want those edges to come up, because as you build up layers, you end up with this sort of fan effect at the top, and they get crispy in the oven, and they are delicious. So first layer goes down, and we add more sauce. Next, just a sprinkling of the Sicilian oregano. So a little bit of that bechamel. Just a big splash up and down both sides. Big handful of your grated cheeses. And about a quarter of one of those balls. Just rip them into small pieces like that. Sort of imagining where you're going to cut pieces out. And you don't need a lot. You just want a little rip where each slice would be, not even that. And I always finish it with a few fresh basil, however you like to say it. A few fresh basil leaves. And you just keep going, layer after layer after layer. Okay, that last layer of fresh parm. I always save half of one of the balls for the top, just because you want that nice, crispy, cheesy top to this. With a nice drizzle of olive oil. Okay, so here it is, ready to go in the oven. And as you can see, we've got these layers that stick up along the side. I love that. Again, you don't have to do this. I'm strongly encouraging you to do this because it gets nice crispy bits and it's a pleasure. And there she is. Nice crispy sides, lots of melted cheese. I'm gonna let this sit for a few hours. Just lets the lasagna set. I always like to make these in the morning and then you reheat them up that evening. Okay, there's two ways around here that I like to serve these. Just your traditional way and something I learned from Mark's off Madsen in New York. Okay, the first way is the simple way, possibly my favorite. You just take a single slice in a low, shallow dish, pour a generous ladle of that sauce right over top, and finish it with your favorite grated cheese. Parmesan Reggiano, some grana padano, maybe a little sea salt, and that's it. Simple and perfect. And the next way we do it, we're gonna add some sauce, some cream, and we're gonna broil it. So big ladle, tons of sauce. Some heavy cream, and that goes right under the broiler. And that comes out looking like this. A gorgeous rosé sauce is formed. Just carefully lift that slice out, put it in a low, shallow bowl, pour the rest of the rosé sauce over top, and of course, hit it with some of your favorite grated hard cheese, that Parmesan Reggiano or grana padano. I always top it with a fresh pesto. I made a kale walnut pesto the day before, which paired perfectly with this. That's how Mark's on Madsen does it, so that's how I'm going to do it. And you've got these two beautiful options, the classic way, this Mark's on Madsen way. Give both a try. Subscribe and comment below. Thank you so much for tuning in.